welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Thursday and I have a project for you. It was one of those weeks where I gave you a teaser on Tuesday that my tip would be used on the project today. We did this at the gift card class, and I think it's probably one of the best ideas um, that was shared with me, I don't know how many years ago. I'm going to flip the camera around so I can show you the project. So we're starting with one of our medium envelopes, regular size. I have a piece of designer series paper that's 2.5 by 4. I think it's out of the woven texture section, designer series paper package. And I forgot to measure my ribbon here. I think it's 18 inches. Nope, I did 20. 20 inches of ribbon. It's the strawberry slush. Then I used the traditional labels dies, and I cut out 2 of that shape and those, and then I have a square that's 3 by 3. So I'm using the sweet jar for my stamps. Traditional labels I'm using just for you. And then from Jolly Holly, I'm using Merry and Christmas. And then the jars, I'm using the gingerbread man. All right, so let's start with our stamping and get that done. So I love these labels. If you attended my gift card holder class, you know that we almost every project had some labels from the die set. It is just gorgeous. Oh, yep, I did remember to bring it out. It's hard to see in here. This one here I used a lot. This oval we're using, that one we're using. This makes a beautiful one. This is a very versatile set. Now this has to go with the stamp set, which the stamp set is Christmas. But the others could be used over and over and over and over. And this one, you can move your stamps to go into that shape as well. All right. A lot of product this time. Usually I don't have a lot of product out here. I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas. I did this backwards. I usually start with the bigger image first, but it worked out. All right. This one's going to go this way. Going to say just for you. When my kids were grade school, middle school age, they got invited to birthday parties. And I always felt like the kids could care less about the card. They just wanted the gift. So I used this idea over and over and over. One, I thought it was a cute idea. At the time, I wasn't teaching many classes, so it wasn't helping me get new customers or anything. But I thought it was really smart and frugal. And you know me, I like to be frugal. So I stamped my jar with Memento. I'm going to stamp my gingerbread. It's two-step stamping, as you saw on Tuesday with the tip. So the filling, the major part of my gingerbread, I'm stamping in crumb cake. All right. Then the background image that just adds some depth to it, I'm doing in pecan pie. And I want to make sure his little bow tie and buttons match up. There we go. Perfect. All right. And as I showed you with the tip, so if you missed the tip, you're going to see everything here. You won't have to go back and watch it. Grab my post-it. All right. So I encouraged you on Tuesday to stamp everything in your jar first, then put your colored mat on your paper and stamp your lid. And if you do it this way, you don't have to hold that mat in place while you're trying to stamp everything, but it makes it really nice when you use the punch because you can punch. Oh, I did that a little off. Ooh, we'll see if that works. The punch or the lid in the jar all together. Now, because I'm frugal, it's kind of hard to get this in here. So someone shared this tip with me and I'm passing it on. Grab a post-it note. That way you have this extra here to hang on to. So you can put it in. Remember, don't get your hands close or it will hurt, I promise. Something I know you don't really want. All right, so there's my jar. And my lid, it went flying. All right. I think that's all our stamping. Grab my chamois real quick. By the way, if you buy a chamois from me, I provide the clear case for it. So it gives you something to store it. When you get your chamois, it's going to be in one big piece. You can see I've cut mine in half. Sometimes I have so many people at classes, I have to provide more chamois. So I cut them in half. And I have arthritis in my hand, and I kind of like the smaller size. It's easier for me to hang on to. All right. Now you're going to take your envelope, depending on how you say it, and you're going to fold it, as we would say at school, hamburger style. So we're going to fold it in half so we have a nice crease. We're going to go straight up that crease to the score line. Now you could leave it like that, but don't. What you want to do is come back, and the side on the right, you want to just angle up to that score line. And the reason you do that is so that when this flap is going up and down, it doesn't get caught here. And I'm going to lick my adhesive and lick and adhere the left side. So this side's going to open and close, and your gift card or money goes right in there, or your check, whatever you're giving to the person. Kent always laughed when our kids were going to all those parties. We all just passed money around. He said, why don't we all just keep the money and forget about it? But, the kids want a gift. All right. So what I did is here's my ribbon, and I've got it in half. You can see I just made it half. All right. Now, and I've got it pretty much in the middle, I think. Yep. I'm going to grab my glue dots. If you get a roll of glue dots and you want to have them in different places, what I've done is I've just rolled up a portion of them, and then I'm using a paper clip to hold it so it stays round and small. And there it went, but that's okay. All right, so I've got one in the middle and one on the end, so it's going to hold the ribbon in place. I'm going to flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other side. If you come to class, you know that we have little buckets where I provide glue dots and dimensional scissors, all the stuff you need to make projects. And I was out in a lot of the buckets with glue dots, so I made these little mini rolls so people could all have some. All right. There you go. You got a tip on Thursday instead of on Tuesday. And now it's ready to transport around. Okay, back to this. So now we're going to lay those. All right, so my card, looks like I got this. There we go. Okay, now the designer series paper, if your ribbon's very thick, you may want to use dimensionals to help pop it up if it's going to have trouble going over that ribbon. I think I'm okay. This ribbon's pretty thin. All right, so I'm going to glue that on the front. I tell you what, I just think this is an awesome frugal idea. The person getting this thinks it's so cool that you created something out of an envelope for them, and you didn't have to design a card. You designed the envelope and you're good to go. All right, now we're going to take this oval and put them together. I love how they designed this traditional label set. It really goes together nicely. Now, these are about the same size, but I think I'm going to start with the jar first for my placement. So that is going to go at the top, and my jar and lid are going to go at the bottom. And I am going to use dimensionals for both of these. So put on the four corners. I know it's not exactly corners, they're rounded, but the four edges. You could do this with any stamp sets, designer series paper. I just think it's a great idea. And to be honest, I hadn't done it in a while. And when I did it, because I had some newer customers, they're like, "Ah, what a cool idea." And in my head, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for years. I need to remember to go back and visit things that I did years ago. Because a lot of you weren't around then. I wasn't doing online videos, so you wouldn't know about those little tricks and ideas. All right, so I'm taking the back off the dimensionals. And put my Merry Christmas on. Oops, it's a little crooked. There we go. Same thing with my jar. All right. It's gonna go. Now I don't want him right in the center because you want your jar to be able to sit next to it. So I moved him just a little bit to the left of center. And I'm using some of the edge dimensionals for the jar lid because it's not quite as wide. All right, pull those off. And put my jar lid, kind of like things real. So I want it down so it's about, so it looks like they're both sitting on the same ledge or whatever. All right, we're almost done. Now, if you're giving this to someone that doesn't figure things out easily, you may want to add a little message right here that says open flap or lift so that they know that's what they need to do. Hopefully they're going to figure that out. All right, so when I glue things down and I'm only gluing half of it, if I glue this whole thing down, it's going to shut my card or my envelope. So I put adhesive at the top and then I put adhesive on the edge of the bottom. Now remember your envelope edge angles. So don't line it up with the bottom because that'll make it look sideways. And there you go. Now I'm going to tie my bow. And this little gift giving idea is ready to go. All you need to do is put your check, your money, or your gift card in there. They're going to get a really cute packaging. You've got really cute packaging and they get the money, the gift card, whatever it is. Isn't that cute? Hope you like this idea. I would love to see how you take this idea, use different papers or uh, stamp sets, and make a gift card holder because I think it's an awesome idea. There you go. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.